I'm not going to give you anything weird, I'm not going to give you anything dodgy. They are obtained through proper platforms. I don't know, but you get my point. I'm not like sending you off to some back alley dealer. Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. So if you're new here, hello, my name is India. I run British Beauty by India here on YouTube. So feel free to skim through my videos, and there you will see that I am predominantly a beauty channel. Okay, admittedly I have got a few random things thrown in there for your entertainment purposes and entertainment purposes only, but let's say, like, come on, I'm a beauty channel. If you do like what you see there, and you do like what you see here today, please go down and hit that subscribe button. Today's video is the 3rd out of 5. If you're watching them all, you'll realise that I'm sitting here looking exactly the same as the other ones, dressed in exactly the same stuff. Yes, that is because we are doing a big whammy and filming them all in one day. So, as we get through the videos and you realise that I'm like losing my nuts and bolts, that is because I'm sitting here for a long time and probably drinking shitloads of coffee. So, excuse my behaviour. In all seriousness, this is number 3. We are going to be looking at prescription strength products today. But if you have found yourself here and you've not watched the other 2, please, I'm going to link them here and I'm going to link them down below so you can start afresh. Appreciating that these are obviously standalone videos, so you can, of course, continue watching this one. But more importantly, I'm going to hit you guys with disclaimers next. Then I tell you a little bit about my skin, and obviously you can see me without any slap on. Obviously, I know some of you have probably watched my first 2, so I'm going to put the timestamp here of when I actually start talking about the prescription products, so you don't have to listen to me jab on. So yes, you have been warned. However, if you are finding yourself here for the first time and you have not watched my other videos, please stay tuned and listen to it all. Okay? It's important, I swear. I don't just like the sound of my own voice. I'm not a dermatologist. I've actually never seen a dermatologist for my acne. I've only ever seen a dermatologist, for full transparency, back in 2018 for tweakment. So I had some little bit of Botox and I had some little bits of fillers. That, yeah, it's long gone. Cry. And I obviously got a track prescription. That's the only time I've ever seen a dermatologist. However, I do know my shit. I wouldn't have sat down here today if I was not comfortable with my knowledge. So no, I do not have a qualification. However, I have some serious passion. And that is down to the simple fact that I've been through it with my skin. Safe to say, probably for the last decade, I have dealt with really bad, tricky skin. And it all started because I made the monumental mistake of getting the implant put into my arm. Now, before you sit there and think, yeah, no, it can't be the contraceptive implant. Yeah, it was. That's it. Feel free to Google the possible side effects of hormonal contraception. I'm not getting into that because I'm very passionate about that thing. I'm just going to explode in my head alone. Not only did it create an utter onslaught of acne all over my face, I also got it on my neck and I also got it on my chest. And now my skin has literally never been the same since. I have been left with very cliche hormonal breakouts. Now, it took me years and years of products, it took me years and years of research, and it also took me years and years of mistakes to get to where I am today. So not only that, I also got help with diet and I also got help with nutrition. Now, before you go, oh my god, I can't get over that shit. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that, do not worry, that's a whole other kettle of fish. And not only that, thank you to my father, who's actually a doctor, which is how I got my help. I actually really always advise that you get professional help when it comes to nutrition and diet. Anyway, that was very important to me because obviously I needed help with my very obvious hormonal imbalance. So it has been a journey, to say the very least. And what you will see here today is accumulation of all that knowledge, accumulation of all that mistakes, because I don't want you guys to make the same ones, and accumulation of all the tips and tricks that I have learnt through the last decade. Obviously, you are more than welcome to seek out help of the dermatologist. That's not what I'm saying here today. I'm not trying to take away from that. Please, if you feel like you need to, go see it. If you have the finances, go see it. But if you are like me who doesn't have the finances, I will help you through this. We can do this on our own. I promise you, I have always done it on my own and it works. Very simple things do actually work. Now, if you're sitting there with really serious cystic acne, please don't continue to watch this video. I know that sounds really brutal. That is the most serious type type of acne, you genuinely need medical help and you need to find yourself a dermatologist and get that help. There are plenty of medication out there that can actually help you. So like I said, if you are like me and cannot afford a dermatologist and you have got type 1 acne, which is blackheads and whiteheads, or type 2, which is pustules and or a mixture of both, I can help you, but you have to be willing to help yourself. This kind of stuff does need money, obviously not as much as a dermatologist. It needs self-discipline and it needs dedication. It will not happen overnight either. You need to be realistic about your expectations. I wish I could hand you that one product that will just fix everything in one night, but I can't. It does not exist yet. I have high hopes for the future. I actually do. I know it's going to come one day. Now please be aware that the #1 rule of all of this is that skin types differ. Sensitivity to ingredients differ. Reactions to products differ. So fundamentally you have to listen and work with your own skin. I can only help you so far and I can only give you so much. This series is purely a guide, so you can get some knowledge and then you can take it away and tweak it for your own personal use depending on you and your skin type. Now before I get into it, I'm super sorry, but when I talk about serious things, I think you should just know serious things. I think it's important for you guys to know my skin type, as some of the products you will see here in this series are just more suitable to me. However, I will not show you anything that you fundamentally cannot use. It's just whether or not you want to, and it's just whether or not that your skin can handle it. So my skin type is combination. Now, obviously I know I'm sitting here with a full face of makeup, so as I go through this I'm going to show you my skin now, barefaced, no slap. So my skin type is super cliche. I get super oily in the middle, which is my T-zone. I then have kind of normal skin parts, and then I also suffer from bouts of quite serious dry skin. So the majority of my everyday skincare is focusing on hydration and obviously focusing more on actives to help my breakouts. That is it in a nutshell. Right, should we get going? First off, I want to just say one thing. Like I say in my disclaimer, obviously if you have really severe cystic acne, please, you need to go see a dermatologist. I'm not going to be able to help you. However, obviously everything that I speak about in today's video is available at a derm's office. So if you would like to go through that route because you are on the more nervous side of using these kinds of strengths without a professional's guidance, then obviously please do that. This is in no way trying to deter from a dermatologist, okay? They're the shit, I know. I'm just saying that obviously here in the UK, not everyone has the ability to go see a dermatologist, okay? Because they're very expensive. But the products that I will show you today are all very easy to get your hands on. I'm not going to give you anything weird. I'm not going to give you anything dodgy. They are obtained through proper platforms. I don't know, but you get my point. I'm not like sending you off to some back alley dealer. Right, first off, let's talk about tretinoin. Now I'm going to hit you with this one first because this is the easiest and sweetest one for me because we have been on a journey, okay, with tretinoin, and guess what? I have a whole playlist dedicated to tretinoin. So please, I'm going to leave it here, I'm going to leave it down below. Go and watch that. If you're genuinely interested in tretinoin, please go watch that, because nothing I'm going to say here today is going to be nearly as good as what I've already said in those previous videos. But let me tell you this. Like my last video, I spoke about lots of ingredients and products, and I'm going to do the same today. But tretinoin genuinely is like the gold standard. Like, that's the best of the best. It's got all the scientific research backing it up. It's got the best results. And you simply cannot get any better. So that's there if you choose to do it. That's there if you would like to research it. I'm also going to link below where you can get it from, because the only way to get it here in the UK, which is stupid because it's pretty much the only place in the bloody world, you have to go to a dermatologist's office and pay to get a prescription for a cream that's sold for like €5 elsewhere in the world. So yes, I do know someone personally. Please, I'm not sending you to some dodgy site. I know it's 100% authentic. I know it's 100% effective. It is what I use. Do you know someone who brings it over from her home country and sells it here? So if that doesn't bother you, I know, I appreciate it can bother other people, but it's a personal preference. That is there if you want it. So, moving on. If you guys have been with me for a while, you know I'm going to mention Boots Online Acne Clinic. Now, this is something that I found sometime last year. For people here in the UK, this is the best thing ever. I'm going to keep saying this. Here in the UK, dermatologist is so expensive. So the fact that you can go online and order these products, not paying out your asshole to see a dermatologist, is one of the best things I've seen in a long time, because I've been suffering with my skin for the last decade, and I've always avoided going to the dermatologist office because I cannot justify spending £300–400 for something that I should actually think should be free, because acne is very commonplace. Yeah, it affects a lot of people, and it should not be seen as cosmetics, because it's not cosmetic. How is it cosmetics? I know I need to stick to my list because I'm going to go off on one. Anyway, it's seen as cosmetics, and actually it's not. It's very detrimental to people's mental health. So no, I do not think you should either have to wait about 1.5 years on some NHS wait list to see a dermatologist, or, like I said, spend £400 to £500 to get seen. Anyway, it annoys me. That is why I will sit here and say, yes, actually, you know what, where you can buy tretinoin, and okay, fine, it's without prescription, but I just don't think it's fair that they withhold an ingredient that is so effective at treating acne. Okay, we can get a lot of money for the sale of this. So no, you people who really need it, you cannot have it. That's how I feel. And I'm going to stop. And I've actually made myself hot. I need to open my windows. I literally got myself worked up. I feel like I'm going to start sweating. Okay, so rant over. I'm sorry about that. But I'm surprised it hasn't happened sooner. I'm surprised we're getting it in the third video and didn't get it at the very beginning. So without further ado, Boots Acne Clinic, I'm so sorry. But yes, I genuinely think it is the place where you can go and you can get your prescription products. And I'm going to speak about them in a minute. But also know that Superdrug also do a version. I don't know about Superdrug's version because I actually never used it. However, when I have gone on there to look, it looks like you have to pay like a consultation fee, which looks like it's about 20 quid. Please do not take my word for it, because like I said, I have not gone through it. But as of just looking at it and browsing, that's what I've seen. On Boots, you don't have to do that. You simply fill in a questionnaire and voila, you get your products and you can just order them. Obviously, you have to pay for the products. I've used it. It's how I got my Skinnerin. We will get to that point. Now, I am going to take you through the steps of the Boots online acne clinic. So it's really simple. Get started. Would you like to make your consultation quicker? Yeah, no. So this, what you're going to see now, is the form that you have to fill in. Now, obviously, by this part here, you can see that you can also fill it in for example, if you're a parent for your teenager, you can fill it in for them. And then you will be asked a set of questions, and then all you have to do is decide which is yours. Now, obviously, I'm going to say mine because that just makes sense. Obviously, I'm going to just say no so I can get the full list of things. So now what you're going to see is you can see all the options. We're going to talk about all these products in depth in a moment. I just want to show you what's available. So first off, we've got Differin, which is a vitamin A. I've never used adapalene, but people do say that adapalene is less reactive than tretinoin. Then we've got Epiduo. Now Epiduo is adapalene and benzoyl peroxide. It is a mix, and it is a healthy mix, because it's very hard to use, by the way, tretinoin and benzoyl peroxide together. Like, it's a tricky one. Then we've got Skinnerin, which you know I love, so we will talk about that later as well. Now then we've got Duac. Now Duac is clindamycin, which by the way is an antibiotic / benzoyl peroxide. Now the only reason I think you would ever want to get onto Duac is if none of these ones work. I think you're much more likely to have a better result with Differin, Epiduo and Skinnerin. I think Duac would be your last port of call, but that's my personal advice. So first up, let's talk about Differin, which is adapalene. Differin is the name of the brand. So like when I say I use Ketrol cream, Ketrol is quite simply the brand name of tretinoin, because you can get Britannia, you can get whatever, you get my point. Differin is basically irrelevant. Adapalene is the point. Adapalene is the ingredient. Okay, so here we go. Adapalene is a third-generation topical retinoid primarily used in the treatment of mild, moderate acne, and is also used off-label to treat keratosis pilaris as well as other skin conditions. Among topical retinoids used to treat acne, adapalene is considered to be the least effective but best tolerated. The best thing about adapalene is obviously you can use it alongside your benzoyl peroxide. That is one of your options. It's a very good option, I may say. Epiduo is very obvious. It is a adapalene, which we've just spoken about, and then obviously benzoyl peroxide, which I've spoken to you about in my last video, the one with the ingredients and products. But that's there if you're interested. Next up, well, this is my favourite. Skinnerin. Oh my god, is it the best thing I have found ever? Like I said in my last one, azelaic acid is just such an underrated ingredient, and oh my freaking Lord Jesus Christ, is it the best for hyperpigmentation. I don't understand why someone like me, who basically gets off, because I do, I get off on learning new ingredients, I get off on learning all the new stuff coming out, the new products and new formulations. Oh my god, it's like porn for me, I'm not gonna lie. How has it taken me this long to find out about azelaic acid? I don't even know, because I'm telling you, it's a wowie wawa wawa ingredient, okay? Again, you've got to be careful. Well, you've got to be careful, obviously, with all these ingredients. But obviously, I feel like I've kind of covered myself with tretinoin because I have backed up my tretinoin thing with all my videos and playlists. And it's the same with adapalene. You have to be very careful with these products. They can make your skin very sensitive. You can get reactions very easily. Obviously, you have to wear sunscreen the entire time. And you should do anyway. But the thing about Skinnerin is that it is, without a doubt, out of all these products that I'm going to mention here today, the highest strength ingredient that is the most easily incorporated. Does that make sense? So like if you're wearing adapalene, that's all you're going to be able to wear at night time. And it's the same with tretinoin. And then you're going to have to be careful with what you use the next day. Obviously, I've got a whole dedicated video here. Please go watch it. And then obviously I've got 2 videos actually. Go watch them. Okay, and then you can fully understand what I'm talking about. But just to give you a brief explanation, Skinnerin is the most easiest incorporated. Like, I'm wearing Skinnerin today, under my makeup, with everything on top of it. Obviously, I haven't got my salicylic acid on or anything like that. I like to wear Skinnerin alone, just because, personally, when I use my products, I like to use them alone, just to get the full effect. I don't want, like, all these ingredients to be fighting to, you know, get in and do this thing with each other. I would never suggest you layering Skinnerin, but we'll get to that. That's the last video coming. But I cannot speak highly enough of it, as you can tell. I have 2 videos on it. The best effects that I've seen from Skinnerin is obviously the effects it has on hyperpigmentation. And when I say hyperpigmentation, I mean the marks that are left over after the breakouts. Truthfully, the minute I realised that Skinnerin was the shit, was like, I've mentioned this in my habit video, I picked my skin so bad during lockdown because I was just sitting there being bored. It was Skinnerin that got rid of all the marks. I'm not really going to speak about Duac because obviously we've covered benzoyl peroxide in the last video. And then clindamycin is, yeah, I think if you were going to get on that bandwagon of using topical antibiotics, I would suggest you stress all other avenues before you use that, and also probably go speak to your GP, because I cannot imagine that nothing else I've mentioned would not work for you, and for you to then feel like you needed to use clindamycin. I'm not a fan of antibiotics either, which probably doesn't help. If you feel like you've really genuinely stressed all other avenues, if you really feel like that, please go see a dermatologist. Fuck your GP. Go see a derm. Because something's seriously not working. Because there are other options. Obviously, you've got your big guns. Your big serious guns. Something I will not really speak about, but I want you to know that they are out there. Obviously, you've got Roaccutane. I don't want to speak about that because I don't feel like I've ever been in that situation where I felt like my acne on bread breakouts was so severe I needed oral vitamin A, because that's what it is. But know that that's available. So yeah, let's just make that clear. If you really genuinely feel like you have stressed every other avenue, go to see a dermatologist. Fuck the clindamycin. So I've got 2 other things I wanted to mention before we go, because I think they're brilliant. Now, the reason I've not tried them is because I'm obsessed with skincare, if you had not already guessed. So I feel like something like that would just not really fit in well with my continuous trying out products. But there is 2 prescription strength subscription services available here in the UK. Now, the first one is Skin and Me, and the second one is Dermatica. Now, I think Dermatica actually came first. Anyway, all I've ever heard from both is good things. When people ask me about tretinoin, it's a bit like what I said about Paula's Choice. I'm really sorry, this sun is absolutely blazing. Right, ignore the light. Right, where was I? So when people come at me and they don't have the, I'm pretty sure I'm just repeating myself, excuse me, their sun. distracted me. So when people come at me and they're like, yeah, I want to do prescription strength, that's cool, I get you, but don't have the patience, or like just basically can't be bothered, that's cool, I get you too. I always suggest Skin and Me and Demetica. Now here in the UK, I can't speak for pride for Demetica, but I'm pretty sure Skin and Me is 20 quid. Now, what I think you do, because like I said, I've never tried them, but I have gone onto the website. It looks like you fill out a form and then you take a picture of your skin, and they have on-hand dermatologists that will help put a plan together for you, and then they also make you your customized cream. I mean, I just think it's absolutely brilliant. I think both of them have got the same ingredients available. So you've got your tretinoin, your azelaic acid, niacinamide. Anyway, they've got like the best of the best. Like, they know what they're doing. It's very good. Obviously, I know it's pretty expensive, but that's something you're going to have to decide for yourself, whether or not you have the means to do it. But like I said, I think it's a really, really, really good option. I have a lot of subscribers who have told me that they use it and they can't speak highly enough of it. Obviously, then you also get the guidance. I know that they've got helplines. They've got people on hand to help you. So what more can you ask for? Basically. And they also come in different percentages. So like you can get like a 0.1% tret with a 10% azelaic acid and some niacinamide or whatever thrown in there. And then obviously you like build up the percentages. It's brilliant. What more can I say? I think it's a really, really, really good option for some people. Okay, so I really hope I've covered everything. I know I've said a lot. I've whacked out a couple of things. So if you do have any questions, please always feel free to let me know in the comments. Also, if I've forgotten something, let me know. But please be aware that obviously I only speak about things that are available here in the UK. That's the point of my British Beauty by India, if you hadn't already gathered. If you have liked this video today and you would like to see more, please hit that subscribe button alongside obviously the notification bell, because I have 2 more videos coming. And then obviously you get notified when I upload. As always, I'm sending you guys lots and lots and lots of love, and I hope that wherever you are in the world, you are managing. But that is it from me today. I will see you guys in the next video.